Let's look at customizing the workspace in 3ds Max. Basically, I want to simplify the interface and remove some of these screen elements and only bring them up when I need them. And the first one I'll turn off is the ribbon up here. We have the modeling ribbon, and I can once again show the full ribbon, expand that out. If I want to hide the ribbon completely, there's a button on the main toolbar. Show ribbon is currently enabled. So I'll turn that off and save a little bit of screen real estate, and also speed up the interface a little bit too. We'll come back to the modeling ribbon when we come to the appropriate point in the course. On the left, we have a couple more panels that we're not going to be using just yet, so I'm going to hide those as well. On the left, we have the viewport layout tabs, and we can hide that by right-clicking on the textured bar at the top of any panel or toolbar. So right-click on that, and we get a context-sensitive pop-up menu. And at the top is the Layout tab, and that's at the top because that's the item that we right-clicked on. So the currently selected screen element or toolbar will be displayed up here at the top. And then all the other visible elements will have checkboxes next to them too. So I'll turn off the Viewport Layout tabs. Then we have this one, which is the Scene Explorer or the Outline View. And it has a button on the main toolbar that will allow us to show or hide that Scene Explorer. But there's a little bit of a confusion here, because if we click on Toggle Scene Explorer, we actually get another Scene Explorer window opening up. And as you can see, as I drag that around, it's trying to dock to different parts of the interface. Well, this is a little bit confusing. What we have over here is the default global Scene Explorer, and we can switch out the mode of that Scene Explorer from the bottom here. We can, for example, choose to display all the lights in the scene or so on. Well, this one over here is the global Scene Explorer, and it is hardwired into the program. And over here, this one is a local Scene Explorer, and the settings for that are local to the current scene and stored with the current scene file. Practically speaking, it doesn't really matter whether you're using a global or a local Scene Explorer. And because this doesn't respond to the toolbar button over here, I'm going to choose not to use this Global Explorer, and I'll hide that. So I'll right-click on the textured bar once again and disable the Scene Explorer. And then this one, I can actually drag over there and dock back into the interface. Just drag that over until you see a blue box, and then drop. And now it's docked over there. And if I turn this button on and off, it will appear or disappear docked to the left side of the screen. I could also make it a floating window if I want, so I could drag that over and just drag it on to nothing and maybe resize it. And I can turn that on or off. And that's especially helpful if you've got a high resolution display or maybe multiple displays. You can actually have multiple Scene Explorers and have them set to do different things and place them on a secondary monitor or away from the main interface. Okay, well, I actually do want that docked over there, so I'll put that back over. And if I'm happy with this layout or workspace, I can prevent any changes to it. So I don't want to accidentally drag the interface around and dock things when I don't want to. Go into the Customize menu and choose Lock UI Layout. And now I can't actually drag these elements around. I can still hide and show them in the usual way. I can right-click and turn the Scene Explorer off there. I could even hide the command panel. I could right-click on that and hide the command panel. And I could bring that back in multiple ways. There's actually a Customize menu that will allow me to show the command panel, but I can also do that from any one of these textured bars. So I can right-click and re-enable the command panel. The last thing I want to do to customize the interface here is to hide this element here, which is called the View Cube. And I believe it's very problematic because it does things to your viewport sometimes without your intention. And basically, it's going to cause more problems than it solves. There is a menu item here under Views. We could turn the View Cube off from here, but unfortunately, if we do that, then it will just reappear the next time we launch the program. there is a way to turn it off permanently. We can go into one of the viewports, doesn't matter which one, and on the left there's a plus sign. Click that plus sign, and you get a pop-up menu and choose Configure Viewports. In the Viewport Configuration dialog, go to View Cube and disable Show the View Cube, and click OK. And now the View Cube won't come back when we relaunch the application. All right, so I'll turn off my Scene Explorer, and I can exit the program, and when I do that, this layout or workspace will be stored automatically. If you want, you can store it explicitly. So you can go back into the Workspaces, Manage Workspaces, and click on Save Default State. And that just saves all of this stuff explicitly. And you can do that if you're worried about the application actually crashing, because if you make changes to the interface and then 3ds Max exits unexpectedly or has some sort of abnormal termination, then the workspace will not get saved. So you can do it explicitly if you want. And that's how to make basic changes to a workspace in 3ds Max.